In the news tonight, teachers die in river mishap involving GDF Coast Guard vessel and passenger boat. And GCOM's probe continues into who heads TNM list as Dr. Kisoon refuses to give up her parliamentary seat.
So it's the same thing playing out now. She have to give up her seat and she refused to do it. Right? When GCOM responds to me, they have to do their due diligence in the investigations. So I'm awaiting the outcome of that investigation.
2 persons are now dead following a river mishap in the Maruka River this morning, which involved a civilian boat and a boat registered to the Guyana Defense Force Coast Guard. The dead were identified as school teachers Adrian Thomas and Helen Ribai. According to a release by the GDF through its communication officer Epelina Ferguson, the collision, which occurred at approximately 6:45 hours, saw 2 adults losing their lives, while a baby and a 3rd adult are being treated for their injuries at a charity hospital. The baby's mother, Ellen, and Thomas, the operator of the civilian boat, both died. No injuries were reported in relation to the Coast Guard personnel on board the RC-17. An investigation has been launched into the tragic incident. The Army Chief of Staff, Brigadier Omar Khan, has expressed condolences to the families of those affected by the incident. The Ministry of Education, in a statement on the incident, said they are deeply saddened to learn of the tragic deaths of the 2 teachers, Adrian Thomas and Helen Ribai, due to a boat accident in Maruka, Region 1 this morning. Our hearts go out to their families, friends, and the entire educational community affected by this devastating loss. We offer our sincere condolences during this difficult time. As Guyanese continues to express frustration over the frequent and extended power outages, the government is leveling some of the blame at the feet of the previous government, which is now in opposition, for not doing much for the 5 years it was in office. But the AP and UFC opposition said on the day's stewardship there were fewer power outages. At his weekly press conference on Thursday, Vice President Barry Jagdeo said the power problems should be completed and addressed in 2025 with the coming on stream of the gas to energy project.
Our medium-term plan, next year, 300 megawatts coming in to replace all of these. Right now, we're looking to buy another maybe 40 to 80 megawatts of power. We're already in the process of doing this because this will, for 2 years, we will buy this power for until the gas to energy project comes. We don't want a long-term contract because you'd end up paying for capacity charge if you buy this and not use the power because the gas to energy will supply the whole interconnected grid. So we have a short-term plan next year. We have an even shorter-term plan to buy more power now. We're fixing the T&D system. We're going back to a miler because we want to have a different energy mix and a cleaner sort of energy. We're putting in 35 megawatts of solar panel. Now the contract has been awarded for most of them in Linden, in Essequibo, and Berbice.
Jagdeo said he understands the concerns.
The situation is bad. There is no sugarcoating this. That we have a situation at GPL that we've explained 100 times before. But often explanations don't suit people when the light goes off because it disrupts their lifestyle. It disrupts their normal activities. It causes untold hardships for them. Sometimes their equipment, they get destroyed. So I understand the feeling there because we live in this society and when the light goes off 4 or 5 times at home for me too, I have a generator, but it creates sometimes problems there too. But I can imagine, for me, it's disruptive. For me, it's disruptive. We pick up the phone immediately and call, what's going on again? Every day, this is something. So we're not going to say that people are not justified in the harsh comments they make, because we feel it ourselves, because we live here and we're consumers.
Opposition leader Orbie Norton said it is the absence of planning that is causing the power outages.
Let us recall that the PPP spent 23 years in power before 2015, in which blackouts proliferated. We came to power in 2015. We developed a plan which they have, and they could have continued. They abandoned. They like to criticize Patterson, but he left them with a plan. They abandoned it, and the result is what we have here. So it is the absence of planning, one. Secondly, we advertised internationally, and we got a competent professional to manage the Guyana Power and Light Company. And you saw the improvements. By the time we left government in 2020, blackout was virtually a thing of the past. You bring back a man who you yourself said was incompetent and put him there in a decline. And then out of the blues, a name songs like Nandlal emerged. One doesn't know his professional competence. One doesn't know the process that led to him becoming head of GPL. One doesn't know his competence, but we're seeing it, the absence of competence. And that is why we said in the press statement, it's a function of corruption, cronyism, and nepotism. That is what you're seeing manifest.
The criticisms are mounting on the utility company from businesses and households. On Wednesday, President Afanali said the system needs technical people.
Drink and taste, you will never decline. Extra lemon and lime, it's the two combined. It's one of a kind. Extra lemon and lime, extra lemon and lime. Taste the citrus in every sip.
GECOM has to do its due diligence and investigations about who the head of the new movement party list is, says Gerald Ford. Ford said as far as he knows, he still heads the party's list. This as the leader of the party, Asha Kissoon, refused to give up the parliamentary seat as per their agreement with the small parties following the 2020 regional and general elections. GCOM Chair Claudette Singh wrote to Ford, the ex-TNM executive, but later withdrew the letter after it was found that the Election Commission had no record of the TNM submitting documents regarding the change in leadership of the list. Ford said what is playing out in the press is among the issues for which he left the party.
Well, first of all, when we left the party, it was over these same issues that she currently being challenged about, right? So I was surprised at her conduct when I saw the debacle unfolding, right? And concerning resigned, we gave reasons. It was ventilated in the media. One was the undemocratic principles that she demonstrated. After we, as an executive, decided to send her on, to remove her from active role in the party, she and some other member refused to do that. So it's the same thing playing out now. She have to give up her seat, and she refused to do it. Right? When GCOM responds to me, they have to do their due diligence in the investigations. So I'm awaiting the outcome of that investigation. Yes, she requested more time to conclude the investigation, and she's going to reply to me at the end of the investigations.
Ford says he has reached out to Dr. Kisoon on the matter.
The extent of my reaching out to her was just to ask her how did Kendrick Morgan become the representative of the list. We didn't go into depth about it. In accordance with the law that I read, the ROPA, Representation in People Act, the CEO was supposed to communicate with me to see if I want to fulfill my obligations under that act. And if I responded negative, he goes to the deputy. If he doesn't respond, then you go to replace the head of the list.
TNM gained 244 votes at the last general and regional elections, and based on the agreement with the Liberty and Justice Party and ANOG, the three would share the seat at various times. TNM agreed that it would occupy the seat for 91 days. There was also an agreement that Kisoon would not take up the deputy speaker position, but once she took up the seat, she reneged on that agreement.
But while we were campaigning back in 2020, one of the problems we faced was people questioning how sincere third parties are, right? Because they saw what the AFC did. So I'm saying that this situation is just going to compound that distrust people got in third parties and the political system, right? And the GCOM electoral system, right? People are going to lose confidence in the system. As we've seen already, people don't trust the system. Whoever wins the next election, people are going to distrust it, they're going to contend it.
Dr. Ford posited that he witnessed the signing of the agreement of the small parties and is hoping that good sense prevails.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
President of the Guyana Public Service Union, Patrick Yard, said it's insulting and gross bypass on the part of the government to authorize a recruiting agency to hire 500 Bangladeshi healthcare workers for both the private and public sectors.
And it only, to my mind, reinforced the view that I have, that this government feel that the people of Guyana, the workers of Guyana, are their property. They own them. They could do with them anything they like. You know? And this bypass got to stop. This bypass got to stop. Look, health sector people are people that you must ensure that they are available to carry out what they need to do. They're dealing in an issue of life and death. Postmortem don't bring back death. And therefore, there must be some guarantees that you're giving people. A simple thing like giving the supervisors, senior nurses, duty-free concessions, so they could have their own transportation to go to work. They turned down. And then in a convoluted way, he did a jiggery-pokey arrangements in improving some things, disrupted the whole relativity between nurses, make junior nurses getting more paid than senior nurses. Okay? All of that occurred.
Yard was speaking at the press conference on Thursday. What is of concern to many is that the salaries and benefits being offered to the foreign workers are substantially higher than or equivalent to those of Guyanese workers in the healthcare system. A worry for Yard is one of the clauses in the agreement for the foreign workers.
So the Constitution of Guyana clearly and definitively states, and these are the things that the press must say, neither as an employer nor a trade union shall be deprived of the right to enter into collective agreements. This is in the Constitution of Guyana. Right? So, to enter into an agreement to say that you can't enter into collective agreement, you should understand the presumption of it. Okay? You must understand the presumption of it. The barefacedness, the blatant executive lawlessness and abuse of power, that you going to put in an agreement, a clause that is unconstitutional. Right? And my first vice president is also bringing to my attention, except with his or her own consent, no person shall be hindered in the employment of his or her freedom of association, freedom of assembly, association, and freedom to demonstrate peacefully. These are our constitutional features. How could people dare? How could they dare? And these are the things we got to put an end to. To tell you you can't do what the Constitution says you're privileged to do.
The veteran trade unionist said the matter is under discussion at the union's General Council. For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.